This week on LCARA HAMRadio, we're going to go out to Field Day 2025 and set up the MCOM trailer. And, believe it or not, Summer Nights Cruise was running at the same time, and the General Lee jumped the fountain. That's what's coming up this week on LCARA HAMRadio. Well, it was a beautiful day for Field Day. It was hot and humid. That's Kentucky. There's not much we can do about that. Thankfully, the rain stayed away. There was a chance of rain later that afternoon, and we really didn't get any of that. A little bit of wind towards the end, but not much. And here we can see some of the guys setting up one of the antennas that we're going to use for Field Day. Now, if you're looking at this location, you're saying, well, Brian, this doesn't look like out at Don and Wanda's farm. You're absolutely correct. This is downtown Somerset at the Rocky Hollow Recreation Facility. Now, we're behind the building. There's a front section to this big building, lots of basketball courts and things of that nature. But for us, we're in the back where we had plenty of room. One of the reasons we decided to come out to this facility was a little bit more public exposure. When you're doing Field Day, one of the things that you can be cognizant of or thoughtful about is, are you visible to your community during certain activities and events? And for Field Day, we really haven't been. We've been out at Don and Wanda's place. They graciously allow us to use their farm for Field Day, and it's very rural, quiet, and it's easy to make contacts. This year, we wanted to put an emphasis on reaching out to the community, and as we'll see a little bit later, it also allows some of our community leaders to drop by. Looks like we're actually going to install a hitch receiver piece here for the antenna. That'll be neat. All of these vehicles that you saw in the previous shot are club members. And then, of course, we've got the emergency communications trailer. And looks like we're setting up another antenna here. One of our young members came down from Louisville. He's in college now, but when he started, he was still in high school, helping us out on Field Day. They put a lot of work into the emergency communications trailer for networking and so forth, and so that we get automatic logging from all of the stations. The Octopus is being put together for bands so that we can switch between those bands quickly and efficiently to try to make contacts. Another shot of all the vehicles here of some of the club members that came out. Probably had the most club members of any Field Day at this year's event. There's the Octopus, and you can see those ham sticks just kind of bouncing up and down. Now, all of this footage Chris was getting earlier, but I was coming up from Knoxville, Tennessee, and so I'm driving in. Now, this is the front half of the recreation facility. This is a wonderful place. When I was a young lad, this area right here was not the best place to be in Somerset. But today, they've got an amphitheater, they've got disc golf, and they've got the building here to my left for the basketball courts, volleyball, things of that nature. They have a walking track upstairs all the way around the building. I think it's an eighth of a mile, something like that. So I'm just getting there, and Chris was getting some of those earlier shots, but you can see how beautiful this is through the trees. And we have our guys setting up a perimeter here. Now you might say, well, why are you being, standoffish? Why aren't you letting the public come in? Well, part of it's safety, folks. Look at this. We've got an antenna out. It's got pokey bits. We're going to be transmitting. We don't want unaccompanied adults or children potentially hurting themselves. So while we're setting up and so forth, we have things blocked off, except for club members. So most of the antennas have been set up, not all by the time I arrived, but I love to see this. I mean, as we'll talk a little bit more in the video a little bit later, the size of Field Day for our club has grown enormously over the last 6 years or so. So we're extremely happy to see this. Here we're putting up a longer covered area for eating. Because at LCARA, the food is as important, if maybe not more important, than making contacts. You got to bring people out, folks. Meet them where they are, and in many cases, we meet our club members by meeting them at their stomach. There's a good shot of the octopus, and we've got 2 Starlink antennas up on the roof. You can't see it here, but we'll have another shot a little bit later. There's the grill, and I'll be manning the grill.
Okay.
What do we got here?
We got,
pull them out there, Chris. So these are 3D printed, we'll call them mugs, but what's their other use?
well, you can eat pints of ice cream with them. Your hand doesn't freeze off. You
Right,
don't melt
right.
the ice cream. So
And they'll hold liquids, right?
they're not really meant for loose stuff. But
Okay.
I put my noodle cups, which are usually really hot.
Really hot.
So that's what I use mine for. They got a spoon slot in them.
Nice.
So in somebody's custom colors, if they want it.
Yeah. Awesome. I'll go put
And-
those in the truck.
Custom ice cream spoons.
Nice. What do they say? Melt into the joys of life, and happiness looks great on you. Nice. Thank you.
That. And the third thing is just for you.
Okay. Ron's got some water. And you can see some of our vehicles today. We've got sticks on the back. We've got one up front there on the fender, probably under the hood. We got Chris's set up here. Chris is still rocking the ATOS and the compact tenna there on top. What else we got here? We've got another club member here. Got another club member here. Another ATOS, it looks like, set up here. Very nice. And then we got Howard. Looks like he's trying to hang up a dipole, if I had to guess. So, you know, for the Rocky Hollow area, this should be pretty nice. Now it's in back of the facility, so they have a lot of parking up front. We're not trying to take over any of that. I don't know that they expect a whole lot of this parking or even allow this parking to be used for Summer Nights Cruise. That is going on this weekend also. Not the Summer Nights Cruise. We are going to work with a special event station, but we do have the special event station call sign set up for this event, I believe, Chris, don't we?
Yes, Kilo 4 Sierra, K4S will be the special event call sign.
K4S. Well, there you go. And then we'll have that same call sign unless somebody gets it for Summer Nights Cruise. So that's already been reserved there too. Nice.
So we'll have our custom QSL cards
Right.
already printed up. So we got custom QSLs.
And Chris, you know, we've been doing this now for about 6 years, and this is probably going to be the biggest for us ever.
Yeah, biggest field day, I would say. Yep.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people helping out this weekend. The club has just grown really nicely over the years, and so we've got more and more people who want to come out for this.
Yeah.
And having it here at Rocky Hollow gives us some benefits. I think we've got access to bathrooms and things here.
Yep, we do. We have facilities we can use. They gave us this back parking lot, and so far the weather is cooperating with us.
Right.
It's supposed to thunderstorm, but I don't think it's going to. Hot and humid.
Right.
But no rain is a good thing.
And of course, food is one of the things that we're going to focus
There
on.
will be food.
Yeah, I mean, it's field day, but, you know, again, for LCARA, we're going to make a little bit more honest effort on the actual making of contacts and so forth this event, but food is still going to be an important factor.
Yeah, you know, getting out, getting some equipment out, and making some contacts. We've always done some of that.
Right.
But we just didn't focus on actual contesting. But this year, some folks are going to focus a little bit more on contesting.
Right.
And we're going to have plenty of stations set up, and should have a good time as always.
Absolutely. Alrighty, well, when we have something a little bit new to show, or as I start grilling food, or whenever that's going to start, we'll bring you back. Alrighty, we got our tin out here, and we've got our marketing materials and things about the club and amateur radio going, plus the nice little QR code there to check out our YouTube channel. We've got stickers, we've got magnets, we've got business cards. Well, I don't see any magnets, but we've got patches. This Wanda always does a good job of putting this out. Now we got our banner up, or if you will, our marketing piece here with the QR code also. So anyway, for those of you Chris, we're going to have to put a playlist together of the field days we've done. We haven't already.
I think
And,
they are, but
Maybe have the
check.
viewers go and look at maybe one of the first field days we did and now what we're doing here today.
Yeah, we can definitely, if nothing else, link it in the description below.
Right.
But I think we may have a playlist on field days. I'll double check, and we can create one if we don't.
Right. All right. Or it's similar. So we got a Starlink there, and I think we got a Starlink Mini back there.
So at this point, we're just about ready to begin cooking some food. Hot dogs, hamburgers. Fred and Mike brought brisket. Oh yeah, we'll show some pictures of that here in just a few moments. And just, you know, the food, we want to make sure everybody is fed. And here we go. You can see we got the hot dogs. We've got regular hamburgers here. We've also got some turkey burgers. We have some folks who don't do red meat and or gluten-free, that sort of thing. So you'll notice that we've got a little bit of everything. Now, as a wonderful treat, the mayor of Somerset, Honorable Alan Keck, came by, and we've got a quick picture here. And then coming up, we'll show us speaking with the mayor here at Field Day.
Tornadoes, like we just had that one. It was 500 yards from my house. That thing went right past us. So that was a little too close for comfort. But that night, most of us here were on the radio talking to each other, saying, "I'm okay here at my house. I'm okay." We're checking each other out, and but this is kind of our chance to come out and practice. And we have had some issues today.
Oh, really?
We're struggling with a couple of things. One is our setup in here. This is the first time we've ever set it up like we're doing it right now.
Okay.
So we have 3 different stations running in here. We have this big this is actually 4 separate antennas.
Okay.
We only use one direction of them at a time. There's another antenna right here that's was being used by another guy who's doing a digital mode using his computer and radio. And there's another guy in there doing Morse code. You can't see his antenna, it's just on the back side of the trailer. We've never done 3 of them right in the same place with our antennas this close, so we're interfering with each other a little bit. So we're learning some things about, you know, you guys call us if I've been trying to reach out to Chris Mason.
Well, I was going to say we all need to
county.
have a seat at the table, I think.
Yeah,
Cool.
I actually sent him an email. We're just waiting to hear back from him.
Yeah,
but our probably should, or I'll have Jody get him.
Sure, she knows how. She knows how.
I said I need his number, but Scott, we actually have a 4th station that doesn't count on the. It counts for context. It doesn't count as a station, but he set up the antenna up in the grass over here.
Okay.
And
I think
we'll
he's
walk
who
over
reached
there.
out and
Scott,
told
yeah,
me.
Scott's the one that sent emails out to.
Yeah.
A whole
Can
bunch
I
of
look in
people.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely,
Let's
Mr. Mayor.
Let's go in here. You coming through?
Yep.
Why don't you step right here? It's a lot easier for you to see stuff. So, guys, this is Mayor Alan Keck from Somerset.
Hey guys, how are you?
He's so we have Devin, Fred, Lyndon, Rick, and then you met Brian.
Yep.
Rick is working Morse code. We call it CW, continuous wave. It's not the straight key. It's a set of paddles that goes back and forth. Most of what he's doing is using the computer to do it. It's sending the tones from it. Lyndon is working our phone station. He's trying to work some stations, but we're getting interfered with by Devin's station. Remember I was telling you we're having some interference. That line right there tells me that Devin is transmitting. And then Devin's got the impressive setup over there. He's got 2 monitors and the radio. He's going to squeeze back in there. Go ahead, you can squeeze back in there.
So what do you see on this stuff? What's happening?
So we're attempting to make connection with the contacts with other HAMRadio operators literally across the country and around the world if they're up. So that when he makes a contact and it logs it to the database, it logs it in a server up here. Same with Lyndon here and same with Rick. If they all log something, we all use a shared resource and it logs each individual contact into the same file. And then the goal of this, it's not a contest, isn't it? They're like, this is not so much a contest, it's a test of your ability to get out of a contest. So should Somerset, Pulaski County, lose all of our cellular capacity, because I know, having been a cop in my previous life, if cellular goes down, law enforcement, fire, EMS all lose tons of capacity.
Yeah.
You know, we can come in with radio and do certain level. We can't replace it, but we can do a lot of help there. Especially like one of the things that I keep. This is one of the things I'm talking about.
Sir Don. We're being summoned for a photo.
Have you met the mayor?
No, I haven't.
Hey, Alan Keck.
Don
Munson.
Munsey.
Nice to meet you, sir. Yeah, thanks for letting me hang out with you.
Oh, well, glad you come down to visit with us.
Absolutely.
You see what all of us people do right
Whatever.
It's pretty
It's hot. It's hot.
Comb your hair, Mike.
It's pretty cool.
One hair. It's gone. I
Yeah,
shaved
what
it last
hair? All
night.
that done gone somewhere.
Do you live right here in Somerset? Or?
Well, I live actually in Ingle, Kentucky,
Okay.
and
Nancy.
but I'm the they call me the president of this organization, but it's kind of a hard bunch to keep under control. You know?
All right. Yeah. I'm sure you earned it.
Well, I've been it since 1974.
No kidding. Okay.
My wife and I both been HAMRadio and stuff, right? And she's the secretary, and I'm the president of the club, and so we've been wrong about that long.
Yeah. How many people are in the club?
I think 102, 103, somewhere along in there.
Okay. How often y'all meet?
Well, we meet on Wednesdays every morning at breakfast down at Frisch's.
That's the most important meeting.
That's the most important thing. And we have a meeting once a month, and then sometimes we have what we call a hands-on. That's where we take the new hams in and teach them how to build stuff and how to work on this stuff. You know, and all that. Teach them the basics of all this electronic stuff. You know. So,
All right.
Since I've been playing since I was in, I guess it's probably big enough to read about the 5th or 6th grade somewhere. I've been playing electronics. That's how long I've been playing.
Awesome. Very cool.
So it's got 3 loops. Yeah. Maybe a harmonic. Give you another band.
And folks, one of the other things that setting up here at the Rocky Hollow Recreation Area was to allow the public to come by and get a description of what it is we are attempting to do. Here we have a Marine. He and I are both Marines, but he came by and he was originally in Motor T back in the day, but he is interested in getting into amateur radio. And here Scott is explaining to him some of what we are doing that day. And folks, this is why you want to get out, if possible, into some of these public spaces with your amateur radio equipment. We put the MCOM trailer, the Emergency Communications trailer, together for just this purpose: public exposure, to help grow the hobby and get more people into amateur radio. So this was wonderful to see this gentleman come by, and we asked him to come again. Now, let's get into some of the fun of this day. While Field Day was going on, they were also having a Summer Nights cruise there in Somerset. This is the General Lee mock-up that they are actually going to jump later that evening. You may have seen some of this footage, some of you, on national outlets. This was actually a big deal. I don't know how many people were in this crowd. I'm sure others have the numbers, but I'm just showing you from my vantage point how many people were there on just this side of the square. And the General Lee is going to jump the fountain on this day. So I'm going to let the next little bit of footage here speak for itself.
Yeah, there it is.
And that's going to wrap up the 2025 Field Day. Folks, help out our club, like and subscribe, and tell your friends, tell your ham radio friends about the channel. We are trying to get to 10,000, and we would love to have more of you watching not only what our club is doing, but to inspire other clubs to get more involved. Take care. I'm KY4 BDP Brian, 73.